Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Book 11, Part 2. So why should your intellect be the only dissenter, the only one complaining about its posting? It is not, if anything, is being forced on it. Only what its own nature requires, and yet it refuses to comply and set off the opposite direction. Because to be drawn toward what is wrong and self-indulgent, toward anger and fear and pain, is to revolt against nature, and for the mind to complain about anything that happens is to desert its post. It was created to show reverence, respect for the divine, no less than to act justly, and that too is an element of coexistence and prerequisite for justice. If you don't have a consistent goal in life, you can't live it in a consistent way. If you don't have a consistent goal in life, you can't live it in a consistent way. Unhelpful unless you specify a goal. There is no common benchmark for all the things that people think are good, except for a few, the ones that affect us all. So the goal should be a common one, a civic one. If you direct all the energies toward that, your actions will be consistent, and so will you. The town mouse and the country mouse, distress and agitation of the town mouse. Socrates used to call popular belief the monsters under the bed, only useful for frightening children with. At festivals, the Spartans put their guests in the shade, but sat themselves down anywhere. Socrates declined Perdiccas' invitation so as to avoid dying 1,000 deaths by accepting a favor he couldn't pay back. This advice from Epicurean writings, to think continually of one of the men of old who lived a virtuous life. The Pythagoreans tell us to look at the stars at daybreak, to remind ourselves how they complete the task assigned them, always the same task, the same way, and their order, purity, nakedness, stars wear no concealment. Socrates dressed in a towel. The time Xanthippe took his cloak and went out. The friends who were embarrassed and avoided him when they saw him dressed like that, and what Socrates said to them. Mastery of reading and writing requires a master, still more so life. For you are but a slave and have no claim to Logos. But my heart rejoices, and jeer a virtue with their taunts and sneers. Stupidity is suspecting figs in winter or children in old age. As you kiss your son goodnight, says Epictetus, whisper to yourself, he might be dead in the morning. Don't tempt fate, you say. By talking about a natural event, is fate tempted when we speak of grain being raped, grapes or ripped than raisins? Constant transitions, not the not, but the not yet. No thieves of free will reported. We need to master the art of acquiescence. We need to pay attention to our impulses, making sure they don't go unmonitored if they benefit others, that they are worthy of us. We need to steer clear of desire in any form and not to try to avoid what's beyond our control. This is not a debate about just anything, he said, but about sanity itself. Socrates, what do you want? Rational minds or rational ones? Rational ones. Healthy or sick? Healthy. Then where to obtain them? We already have. Then why all this squabbling?